we start off this morning looking at road rage. That's our conversation this morning. Road rage. Now, my question is this, all right, before I get to share with you some of the nitty-gritty why we have this, all right, okay? So here is the question. Who bears more responsibility, government or individuals, for driving preparations? Let me say that again. Who bears more responsibility, government or individuals, for driving preparations? Maybe this question will bring in the next debate for I beg to differ. So here's the thing. Now, I found out, ladies and gentlemen, right, that as lovely as our country is, and really our country is very lovely, we seemingly have a very embarrassing, stats in front of us. Very embarrassing. And that stat has to do with road rage. Now, we are all very familiar. Every single one of you listening to me right now is very familiar with road rage in this country. I'm sure since about 6:30 a.m. this morning till just now, between my one and Rumokoro, between Eleme and let's see now, Eleme Junction, right, and first Money Market Junction, Rumumasi, and also between Rumumasi and Air Force Junction, and all the way down to Marijuana as well, at least 10 to 12% of you have probably heard somebody say, "You dey craze, you dey mad, Ogu will kill you if you're in Benin." Thunder, fire. That, you see, I don't know why. Still, maybe it's because we're in the rivers area, but we have a very strong affinity for thunder and lightning. We just seem to love it. I don't get it, but we love it. We just seem to love it. So, who bears more responsibility? Now, the research in front of me, and I love to read articles, I love to read journals, it gives every conversation that we have, a level of credence, right? Now, this is very sad because it says here, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to read it for you, right? It says that despite that low and middle income countries possess only 1% of world vehicles, that would be us, right? They account for, listen to this, 90% of global traffic deaths. 90%. Nigeria stands among the worst affected nations. Akinyemi 2020, Oyeyemi 2017, Global Road Safety Facility 2024. Despite having just about 1% of the world's automobiles, Nigeria, which is one of the low middle income earners, accounts for 90% of global traffic deaths. 90. That's a staggering figure. And guess what usually happens on the roads? Road rage. Now, this research says, right, there's a plethora of reasons. One, the roads, the infrastructure are not great, right? But also, the question has to be, why do people get so angry on the roads? Now, definition before I get to open the phone line so that maybe you can wade in this morning. Road rage, ladies and gentlemen, and please, if you have a device there with you, you can also fact check me. Road rage, noun, definition: sudden violent anger provoked in a motorist, listen to this, by the actions of another driver. Sudden violent anger provoked in a motorist by the actions of another driver. So, why am I placing the government in this? Because down this research in front of me was a very interesting line. And the line says that one contributing factor might just be that many of the drivers we have in these middle or low income countries don't get to have a psych evaluation before they start driving. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a conversation.
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeria Info FM. Nigeria Info, let's talk.
Jude on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
017-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003. At Nigeria Info PH is where you find us on Facebook and X. At Nigeria Info PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X. WhatsApp is 0809-030-6416. Back once again, ladies and gentlemen, to the article in front of me. It says, notably, 79.5% of road fatalities are male individuals aged between 18 to 69, and 90% of the crashes stem from risky driving behaviors such as speeding, aggression, driver's error, fatigue. Can you beat that? 92.3. Good morning. Hello, Port Harcourt. Oh dear. Severed line there. WhatsApp 0809-030-6416. 0809-030-6416. 92.3. Good morning. Hello, Port Harcourt.
Hello, Jude.
Good morning.
Good morning. Jude.
Yes.
As regards to this road range of 18, I think it's is everywhere.
We know it is.
Not only in Port Harcourt. Yeah.
Yes.
We Africans, we are almost like lamb at them. Hardly we take instruction. Look at how they violate rules. Some of them, they navigate when they are not supposed to navigate. So they are not following the particular route where they're supposed to follow.
So whose fault is that? Is it the government or the individual who refuses to listen to instruction?
The government have already parted the road the way it was, the way it's supposed to be.
Really? Have you seen the roads? Many of the roads in Port Harcourt don't have proper signages. Many of them are bad. Let's not forget, many of them don't even have street lights that are meant to be there to control the traffic.
But Jude, at least we are human beings. We are not patient for each other. Even though we know that we are claiming rights, at least we should be patient for others, even though that we are coming. You can shift a little when the road is bad. It doesn't mean that because the road is bad, we should drive recklessly and use abusive for ourselves. It's not ideal.
I know it's not.
The government to have a part to play, but we too, as an individual that we are driving, we also, we are not doing well.
So let me ask you: do you think if the government says every driver should go get a new driver's license and do psych eval, do you think that will help?
That will help because many of the drivers on the road, they are unauthorized. So they don't even go to school of driving. They just learn from backyard, and they back into the road. So it causes a lot of things. So if they will ask every man to prove his own identity, a driving license as his own authentication, that means somehow too, some of them too will have driving license also behave as if they don't even know how to drive.
All right, so that's the problem. Some of you have driver's license, but you guys don't know how to control your temper. Imagine, look at the reason for accidents. Driving behavior such as speeding. between Alaba International Market and Ikeja Police Station. What do you call it? A stretch of road that leads to the bridge. Those of you know Lagos very well. And then just like we have here the flyovers, you can take the overhead bridge, right, and to just take it to Alausa, right? Or if you're underneath, you not get to where they now know as Alaba International Market. You see that place? That stretch of road. Every morning, and I mean every morning. You can't miss it. You can't miss it. Or is it beggar? At as early as 6:30 in the morning, people are hurling insults. Drivers are literally driving bumper to bumper. Sometimes even pushing other vehicles. They hear what? Come off a road, job can pass. Meanwhile, there really isn't any space ahead of the other driver for you to move on. There's a lot of racket going on. So why exactly is this happening? Now, the research, let me share this with you so that some of you can go and read it. Okay, Science Direct, all right? Just get it, Science Direct, road rage patterns in Nigeria. Once again, I love to read a lot of articles, journals. It's where I get a lot of my stuff. Whenever I have questions, I see if anybody has done a research on it. And fortunately for me, a good number of them have. Now, listen to this. The onset of driving anger is frequently explained through cognitive appraisal frameworks. Now, further down, it says these appraisals trigger emotional responses that are closely linked to an individual's broader emotional regulation strategy. Basically, in layman's terms, it means that, there is a system that can be employed to determine if Mr. A has a certain level of anger issues based off of some very interesting psychological questions that would mirror what the person does during their everyday life. Now, if that's the case,